Hey guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make this microwave cheung fun or some rice noodle rolls, and I really love this. Like, it was like my dimsum favorite growing up, and I made the sweet soy sauce to drizzle it over, and these are just like really good. But just a disclaimer, they're not as thin as traditionally made cheung fun, and they're a bit thicker. Though I really found this satisfying, and it kind of curbed my dimsum cravings, so I really enjoyed this, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it. So we're gonna start off first with some mushrooms. So it's totally up to you what type of mushrooms you want to use, but I did use some oyster and some shiitake mushrooms. So I just sliced these up into small pieces. And for the oyster mushrooms, I broke them apart into small strips first before I chopped them up into smaller cubes, or just like kind of just really roughly chop them. And once those are all chopped, we're gonna go ahead and heat up a pan. So I added in here a bit of sesame oil just for like extra fragrance, and I added in the oyster mushrooms first. So I gave that a good stir and added in the rest of the shiitake mushrooms, and I'm just gonna cook that down for a few minutes and just kind of mix that up together in a pan. And then afterwards I season it with a bit of soy sauce and just mix that up and cook it down for a few more minutes. And if you're happy with how that tastes, I'm just gonna go ahead and add in some more pepper if you'd like, and just mix that up again and just turn off the heat there. And after this is done cooking, we're just gonna go and set it aside to leave it to cool for a few minutes while we work on the batter. So we're gonna need some rice flour, 1.5 cups, some cornstarch, half a cup of tapioca starch, some sugar, some salt, and we're just gonna go and mix all of these dry ingredients together. And just make sure to really mix it well, because the starch and flour, if you want to make that really well incorporated. So while you're mixing, just add in 4 cups of warm water. So make sure to really mix this well, because the starch and flour do tend to sit at the bottom. So just keep stirring, and we're just gonna go and add in 1 tablespoon of oil to the batter. And I have a ladle here, so we're gonna need this for scooping later on. So just set it aside and prepare your like microwave safe dish. So this is around 9.5 by 7.5 in size, and it's gonna need a cover as well. So we're gonna just brush it with some oil on the surface and evenly coat that, and just go give the batter a good stir again to make sure the starch isn't sitting at the bottom, and scoop around 1/3 cup of the batter onto the dish. So this will depend, of course, on the size of your pan, but mine was around 1/3 cup to fill it up. And I'm just gonna go and microwave this, and don't forget to cover it, because you're gonna want it to cook in the steam as in microwaves. So just microwave for around 1.5 to 2 minutes depending on the heat of your microwave, and you're gonna see that it's a bit translucent here after it cooks in the steam. And I prepared like a small tray here, just big enough to fit the container, and I added in some ice cold water, and I placed the container on just to help it cool down faster. And while it's cooling down, I added in some of the mushrooms and a generous amount of some chopped scallions or green onions. So I kind of just sprinkle that around like all over. It's totally up to you if you want to add more. And I just carefully scrape the sides here with a small spatula, just to kind of help remove it and roll it later on. So I used here 2 small spatulas, and I'm now going to roll it to the other end. So be careful with this part, but it's also actually easier to use your hands, but I used 2 spatulas for this. So just roll it over, and once you have like a log here, and just carefully remove it from the bottom. And there you have it. So we're just gonna go and repeat this for the rest. But basically you're gonna have like these logs. And I did this for the other one. You can also add in more filling if you'd like. So you'll make around 10 to 12 rolls for this recipe, and basically that's it. So I sliced them up into 4 pieces each, and I prepared here the sweet soy sauce. I will attach a link to the recipe below. And I added in some of my homemade chili garlic sauce. I love this for extra spice. And also some chopped scallions, so they're totally optional. That's up to you. And now I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the sauce and just give it a good drizzle, because I love mine soaking in the sauce actually. Like growing up, I really loved mine with a lot of sauce. And there it is. So I hope you guys like this one. And I just want to show also the 2-day-old Cheung Fun that I made and what you can do with it if you don't want to have it as is. So I'm gonna turn these into like flat rice noodles or like ho fan, and just make like a quick noodle stir fry since I also used to love eating this growing up. And just carefully break these apart. Though note that they are pretty dry, so they're gonna like kind of break apart easily. So once you have like these noodles, broken apart noodles, I'm just gonna run them through some hot water just to kind of revive them a bit because they are a tad bit dry. And once I revive these, I'm just gonna go and mix them up a bit just to kind of let them soak in the water. And I'm gonna drain them afterwards, but first we're gonna saute some onions in some oil and some more mushrooms and just kind of mix that up. And then afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and just stir them together until they're cooked through before we add in some chopped chives. And then just give that a good mix also and cook it down for a few minutes. And after, we're gonna add in the chopped noodles and add in also the mushroom filling that came with them. And season with a bit of soy sauce and give that a good mix. And if you're happy with how this tastes, just go ahead, but I actually wanted to add in a bit of dark soy sauce for color, so I just mix that up as well. And if you see here, they're a bit broken apart, but I don't know, I really love them and they're still really chewy and super satisfying. So yeah, I was super happy with this, and I just transferred it onto a plate. And I had here a big but really good mess, and there you have it. So if you guys have leftovers, you can make them into noodles. So yeah, thank you so much guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next video.